Hi, I'm Ronnie. I am a rabid Marvel fan, and I have a Endgame theory that I wanted to put out there on the internet so that everybody would know that when I'm right, who put it out there. Um, I'm looking forward to breaking this whole thing down to you. First, I want to give a shout out to some of my favorite YouTubers, Eric A. Voss over at New Rock Stars, a bunch of people at Nerdist, also the Marvelous Wave, Cosmic Wonder, and Everything Always. I really appreciate what you guys are doing. Keep up the awesome work. Maybe one day I'll be as cool as you. The meat and potatoes of my theory is that the Avengers are going to use barf technology in order to precisely plan missions where they go back in time to copy each stone in order to make a gauntlet and block the snap. The keys to the Avengers' victory will be a combination of technology and knowledge. We're going to see Eric Selvig's knowledge of the Infinity Stones come into play in order to find a way to copy the stones, and so we can leave them in the past. PIM tech is going to allow for time travel through the quantum realm. BARF technology is going to allow for precise mission planning, and Stark tech is going to allow them to make a gauntlet. In my theory, I'm using classic time travel limitations that are typical in movies. One of them is that you can't meet your past self, and you have to try to avoid the butterfly effect, where you would change something subtle in the past that will create ripples into the future and change your future. I believe that the Avengers are going to have an early defeat based on Captain Marvel's knee-jerk reaction to go and take the fight to Thanos. I think that this is pretty standard amongst all the theories that I've seen. I do think that one of the problems with this early defeat it will be that somebody important will die, and I think it's going to be Captain Marvel herself. I know everybody hates me now. Yeah, I think she's going to be someone who dies early on because this is not her story. This is the original Six Avengers story, and they're going to ultimately have to save the day without her. And so I think that she's going to end up dying, and when they do succeed and go back to undo the snap, the timeline will be reset and she'll still be alive. As Eric Voss likes to say, some people move on, but I think that they're going to have some intervening years after that initial defeat. And during those years, I think that's when we're going to see Pepper don the rescue armor. I also think that Tony and Pepper are going to have a child. Nat is going to find Clint in Japan. I think this might be the opportunity for Bruce and the Hulk to reconcile and make Professor Hulk. The centerpiece of my theory is that they're going to use BARF technology, which is a binarily augmented retroframing, which is a prototype that was created by Tony Stark for therapeutic purposes. My rationale for thinking that BARF is going to be included as a major tech feature in Endgame is there's a couple of different sources. It seemed to be gratuitously included in Captain America Civil War at the beginning of the movie. And it would provide a lot of opportunities for us to have the kinds of trailers that we've been seeing. And it also is backed up by some set photos. The reason that BARF Tech is so central to my theory is that is they plan these missions to copy each space stone or each infinity stone. They're going to need to plan the mission exactly. So as I go through this theory, I'm going to list out the location where I think they're going to get the stone, or time, place, and as well as people who were witnesses to the events that were ongoing, and then the people who are going to be the team that goes and retrieves it. I believe the time stone will be retrieved on Titan. I think that the fact that there was a stall created by Doctor Strange was meant to allow people to copy the time stone while it was unnoticed. I think the witnesses are going to be Tony and Nebula, and the ideal team for this mission are going to be Rocket, Ant-Man, and possibly Nat.
The Space Stone has been one of the centerpieces of the MCU for quite some time. There are almost a dozen opportunities to retrieve the Space Stone, but I think that they're going to choose to multitask and go to New York, where we have all the Avengers witnessing it, as well as Eric Selvig. And I think the Go team is going to be Rocket and Ant-Man because they were not there during the battle.
I think they're going to include retrieving or copying the Mind Stone during their tour of New York to get the Space Stone. I think we have the same witnesses, the same Go team, and it really makes a lot of sense when you consider the set photos we've seen and the many opportunities where the scepter was loose randomly during Avengers. So that's my thought.
Thor: The Dark World had very few upsides, but aside from Chris Hemsworth's hot body, we also found out the location of the Reality Stone. We got to encounter that in London, and witnesses included Thor, Darcy, Eric Selvig, and Jane Foster. I think the best team going forward to get that would be Nat and Clint.
The Avengers are going to get the Power Stone on Xandar, either that or on the Dark Aster, which is Ronan's ship that crash landed onto Xandar. And Rocket and Nebula were both witnesses to this. I think that one of the things that's in a trailer that shows Rocket looking all sentimental and glowy light, it might be him viewing Groot when he flowered and brightened up the light. I think that was that scene. The Soul Stone is the most difficult to retrieve. As we've been told, it demands a sacrifice. And we don't have any direct witnesses other than Thanos and Red Skull, and I'm not including them on my witness list. However, Nebula did have knowledge on where it was and what needed to be done to get it. So I believe that Nat and Cap are going to go to retrieve the Soul Stone. This is where the theory gets dark. I think that we're going to have to sacrifice Cap in order to get the Soul Stone. I'm not sure exactly how that's going to work out. Other options for a sacrifice would be the idea that Tony, by undoing the snap and resetting the timeline, would lose his baby Stark that him and Pepper made. But I really do think that Cap is going to be sacrificed. Okay, while looking for fan art on the Science Bros, I found that people are sick. Okay, they really, really, really want a gay love story with Tony and Bruce. So, anyway, I like this picture. Okay, the Science Bros are gonna make an Infinity Gauntlet because science. So, yeah. Dun dun dun. You thought they were just going to be able to do all that stuff and Thanos was just going to let them keep doing it? Oh no, you didn't. So what I think is going to happen is Thanos is going to show up to Avengers headquarters while they're completing these missions and try to throw monkey wrenches at them. And this is going to be the epic battle that is just going to be so super climactic. And they will prevail, and of course, because they're the Avengers. So all this timeline manipulation and people, half the universe disappearing and reappearing, is going to catch the attention of some cosmic entities. These could be Kronos, Galactus, it could be Eternals or Celestials, but I think that they're going to try to intervene and stop the madness. And you know, some of them might be a bigger threat, some might be helpful, and I think that's going to lead us into Phase 4. Yay, we won! But now we have to figure out what to do with the stones. I don't think they're going to be destroyed. I think those cosmic entities are going to distribute them with trusted entities throughout the universe. And I think the Mind Stone's going to stay with Vision. Adam Warlock will get the Soul Stone. Captain Marvel might get the Space Stone. Black Panther could get the Power Stone. Doctor Strange gets to keep the Time Stone. And maybe Thor will get the Reality Stone. Here's our feel-good moment. I think that everybody except for Cap is alive and gets to move forward into the future. I think that Nat and Bruce are going to help run S.H.I.E.L.D. Clint and Scott are going to go back to their family. Tony's going to marry Pepper. I think that's the one last surprise that he's talking about in the trailer. And I think that Thor will be able to found new Asgard. Maybe on Titan 2, maybe on Earth. I hope you guys enjoyed my theory. I was going to do one last closeout video, but I'm not feeling well, so I'm closing it out this way. You don't get to see my beautiful face one more time. If you guys like the video, or even if you didn't like it, please leave some comments, subscribe to my channel. Who knows, maybe I'll become a big-time YouTuber one day. In the meantime, I just really wanted to get this theory out there. Thank you all for listening. Baby Stark, do 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 do. Baby Stark, do 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 do. Okay, I couldn't help myself. Bye!